Alright guys, how's it going? It's Mr. Noobster, and I hope you're all having a great day. And so, basically, on some of my recent X-Plane 11 landing videos, people have been asking me how the landings are absolute butter. And so, basically, I decided to make a video explaining how I make butter landings in X-Plane 11. So, basically, as you can see, I'm in the P8, which a lot of people seemingly don't know it exists, so I'll drop a link to that aircraft in the description so you can all find it. It's a little bit harder to download than normal liveries, but it still only takes about 10 minutes, and it's pretty much worth it because it's such a cool aircraft. Anyways, we're gonna hop into the cockpit here. I think I'm already pretty much configured for landing. I got the auto brakes and stuff like that, and we're going to be landing at Payne Field in Everett, Washington. And I'm just doing that so I have an excuse to not switch airports, because I'm going to be doing this in multiple aircraft just to show that this is not, the 737s is not the only airplane you can do this in. It works with pretty much every aircraft you can imagine. And it's much simpler than you'd think it is. Basically, my poppy's good, so I'm gonna start my final approach here, my final descent. And actually, I'm pretty high up right now, so I don't care. There's 2500, okay. And I'm gonna drop my gear about 5 miles away from Payne. And I'm gonna drop my flaps to about 15 now. Just increase the throttle a little bit so you don't hear that annoying noise. There we go. I can't increase it enough. Alright, so we're gonna try to keep 2 on the poppy, and I'm gonna drop the gear now. There goes the alarm, it's gone, yay. Alright, let's drop the flaps to 25. We need to keep 2 on the poppy until the last 3 miles or so. And then we're going to actually try to dip a little bit below the poppy to get about 3 red. Alright, so flaps 30. And basically you're just doing this approach the exact same way you do any normal approach. The only difference here is what you do at the final flare, and it's barely any different at all. Alright, there's 3 on the poppy. We gotta slow our descent here. Gotta get back up to about 140 knots here. Alright. I think we're good there. And now just try to keep that 3 red on the poppy as much as you can. And I'm getting some crosswinds here too, so that's gonna make it a bit more of a challenge, but hopefully not too much. And again, just do whatever you can to stay at around landing speed. Do whatever you can to stay at landing speed and 3 red on poppy. And you're trying to be below the poppy because the poppy normally guides you pretty high above the runway. And so, also, especially at the last second where you suddenly overshoot the poppy for no reason when you're flaring. So you want to stay slightly below the poppy to make up for that. Alright, we're in the last couple hundred feet of our descent now. So I'm just gonna... You'll see what I do in the last 2 seconds of the landing. So I'm gonna start flaring at around 30 feet, cut the throttle at about 20 feet, and here's my pre-flare right here. Alright. And now what I literally do here, I just look out the cockpit window, there's the touchdown, and what I was doing there, basically, I was looking out the main cockpit window instead of at the gauges to see my rate of descent, because down and over here at the descent indicator, I forget exactly what it's called, basically, yeah, that thing's annoying. Basically, that thing doesn't give you an exactly perfect descent rate. it's not very reliable. You can be looking at that thing, it might look like butter, but it's not. And again, even if it is butter, it's still a bit harder to judge than looking out the cockpit. Looking out the cockpit, it's a lot easier to judge. And so, basically, you'll get a much more butter landing. So now we're going to see that when I go replay here. And you saw how butter that was right there. I had a little bit of trouble with the flare because I wasn't necessarily looking at my airspeed there. But you can see that that flare was pretty good either way. Again, just like right there. It looks a little bit hard, but you realize the gear hasn't touched the ground because of ground effect. Ground effect normally saves the day for you. You want to take advantage of ground effect as much as you can as well. And so basically, don't look at the instruments because it blocks your view of the outside. Looking out the outside, it's much easier to judge your descent rate. Look at this. It's not that great looking out there. It's just better to look out the windows. It's way easier to judge. Like, you can see you're descending wicked slowly in the last 1 or 2 seconds of the landing. And so basically now what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch aircraft here. I'm going to go into the 787. It's a larger plane. Where is it? Right there. I love this aircraft, by the way. Magnite 787. It's still work in progress too, so yeah, anything that looks wrong with it's going to be fixed eventually. Let's see here. LL Retro. Let's go with that. I like that livery. Actually, no. Let's go with the United. I haven't flown that in a while. Alright, there we go. United Airlines. Just gonna... Okay, we're good. And so now we're gonna pretty much do the exact same thing here. Actually, let me set that for a 3 nautical mile approach. Start new flight. And now it's just gonna load real quick, and I'll show you that it also works in any size variety of aircraft. It also works in GA. It works in helicopters. It works pretty much everywhere. And I'm actually going to do this in a helicopter next. Hopefully, depending on the time of the video. We're already almost 8 minutes through with one landing. Just gotta wait for this thing to load. Maybe I shouldn't have selected it. Okay, there we go. Ah, voice cracks. Alright, let's see where we're at right now. Oh, we're good. Alright, so basically gear down, and I'm not gonna even try the auto brakes. Those things don't work for me. Alright, flaps here. This is gonna be a golden landing here. I need to get below the poppy though. That's an issue right now. Let's get below the poppy real quick.
Approaching 16 right.
Alright. Here we go, we're about to get below the poppy. Yeah, let's start pulling up. There it is, there's the poppy, and now we are gonna just glide in the Magnite 787, which is one of my favorite aircraft. Oh, there we go, 4 on the poppy, that's good. Oh, I'm way off center though. Okay, so now we have to face ground effect in heavy aircraft here, and I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing. And again, looking out the front, and you can see the very slow rate of descent there, and that ended up being butter. So now we're gonna pretty much do the same thing, slow down, all that stuff normally, looking at the airspeed as well, and that basically I'd consider that a successful landing yet again. Alright, so we're gonna go look at that again real quick. And you already know, I already gave you pretty much the analysis there, and you can see how butter that was. And so, there's the flare, and I floated for a second. That's a bit of an issue, but that's easy fix, and there we go. Nice touchdown, and there's the spoilers and everything. Much smoother on the nose touch, and everything's cool. Yes. Alright, we're now 10 minutes in. This is getting to be a long video. This is going to take a while to upload. Okay, so now we're going to try this out in a helicopter, which I hate helicopters because I have to invert my throttle. The Bell 429 is a nice aircraft. And, let's see here. You know what, let's do it at one of my local airports, Lawrence Municipal. Do they have helipads? Actually, GA East 1, I think that's normally where their helicopters come from. Normally, I don't know. Let's cut down on the fuel a little bit. Let's actually make it a runway 23, 3 nautical mile approach, because we're trying to land here, and we're gonna land right there at GA East 1. Yep. 3 nautical mile approach, confirm that. Bring the fuel down a bit, and we are good to go. Start that flight, and I'll show you how this also works in helicopters, not only airplanes. Again, I gotta wait for it to load. I should have disabled AI aircraft. That's gonna be problematic waiting for those to load. This is already a 12-minute video. Reading new scenery files, that always takes the longest amount of time, probably because it's a I haven't flown in before. I've actually never tried a final approach spawn in a helicopter, so I have no idea how this is going to work out. Okay, well, we loaded in the helicopter. Let's see if we can get this. Ooh, yes. Warnings, cautions. Oh, that's great. That's just great. Let's just turn those off. Those are unnecessary. Alright, so we are in the air, I guess. That worked out well. So now we're just gonna fix my turn coordination because it's getting whack. I'm a bit low, I guess. I think I'm good on the turn coordinator, pretty much. So, you know what, let's get this thing going a bit faster. Oh my gosh, I hate how this helicopter just spins around. Here. You can probably tell I'm not the best helicopter pilot in the world. I think it's pretty easy to tell. Oh my gosh, this crosswind. I don't care about the height, I just wanna... I don't even know. There we go, now we're up, okay. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna start slowing down here. I can't imitate a helicopter, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, warning signs are beautiful. Okay, well, now we're just gonna really slow down here. Meow. I'm a horrible helicopter pilot. Get above those trees, you know. Only a bad helicopter pilot would have to do that. Okay. Get lower here. Here we go. Oh, it's a 15-minute video. Why don't I just land in between those checkers then? Basically, just check your speed, check your altitude through the outside windshield. And we're already pretty good here. We need to go a little bit further forward. Don't land just yet, eh? Okay. And we're good right here, so now we can touch down slowly. There we go. That was probably my best helicopter landing ever, honestly. Alright, so just check that real quick. Right now I'm actually looking out the windshield, trying to, and also the my speed, my altitude. I'm sort of using the artificial horizon for help with my angle, but I'm mainly doing everything else judgment-wise out the window. And because of that, I'm able to pretty much get the touchdown rate good enough, I guess, as well as the position of my landing. Although then again, I am not a great helicopter pilot. So anyways guys, I hope that helped you all out, because this video is getting a little bit longer. You can also try this and anything, and I hope this works out for you. I hope you learned something here and that you can use this to make absolutely butter landings. Put down some comments in the video, both so I can get attention and also so you can tell me how well this worked for you, and also so I can just feel good about myself in general, that I'm actually popular or something. So anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't subscribe because I don't really care, and I'll see you all later. See you later, I guess.